G'day kids, welcome to Online Kids Church. I hope you're having a great week and I hope you're looking after your family now that you're stuck at home for some of you. We're going to start this Sunday, this morning, this video with a song just like normal. It's a song about a guy who's a king. He's a king of kings and he's a guy who's a lord of lords. I wonder if you know who that might be. I wonder if you can work it out. It's Jesus. Let's sing. You ready? He's the King of Kings. He is the King of Kings. He is the Lord of Lords. What's his name? His name is Jesus. Jesus, Jesus. Ready to run the spot? Oh, he is the King. All right. Now I wonder if you can add the actions in. Can you remember the actions? I wonder if the adults in the room can help you with the actions. You ready? Ready? He's the King, remember? He is the King of Kings. Great actions. He is the Lord of Lords. What's his name? His name is Jesus. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Oh, he is the King. All right, well, we're going to stick around because it's time for... All right, in this week's episode, we're going to look at some new characters today, and there's a fair number of them. And what we're going to see is that Jesus is pretty important, and he calls out some pretty unimportant people to help him out. But first, I want to play a game because we're getting to know people, and Jesus sort of gathers a team. So I wonder if you could recognize what this team is and who these characters are. So up on here, we're going to have a couple of pictures. Now the first picture, it's going to be really blurry, so you have to work really hard. You might have to squint really closely. Sometimes that can help. I wonder if you can work out who is this. Can you work it out? It's pretty tough. Maybe you need a bit of a clue. All right, I've got another picture coming up. It's going to be a little bit clearer, but it's still going to be a bit tricky. So I wonder if it can help you out. You ready? So here's the next picture right here. Oh, I think I know this one. All right, do you guys know it? All right, I'm going to share it with you. 3, 2, 1, it's Iron Man. How cool is Iron Man? He's got an epic suit and everything. Chew, chew, chew. Oh, sick Iron Man. That's cool. Well, there's a bit of a clue as to what team we might be looking at, but I wonder if you can guess the next character. Are you ready for the next one? 3, 2, 1. Who is this? What the heck is that? I've got no idea. This is the massive ink blot. I have no idea what this is. All right, maybe you need a bit of a clue. Second clue. All right, here we go. A little bit clearer this time, but you're still going to have to try and work out who is this character. Ready? Who is this? Oh, it's still not quite that easy, is it? Geez, I don't know. I don't even get this. I don't know. I wonder if the colour gives it away. Or maybe you know it. Let's see who it is. See if you got it right. Ready? 3, 2, 1. It's the Hulk. Oh, Hulk smash. He's Hulk man. Look at the muscles on this guy. He must be a pretty good team member. Pretty strong. All right, well, hey, I think you get an idea of what this team is really about, but here's my third person. All the girls out there, 1 to 4 kids, this one's for you guys. Here's a bit of a clue. Who's this person in 3, 2, 1? Who is this? Not quite sure. Need a bit more of a clue? We'll sharpen up the picture a little bit for you to help you out. Okay, ready? Here it is now. I think I might know who this is. I don't know. Do you think you know who this is? All right, let's give it a go. 3, 2, 1, it's Black Widow. Pretty epic, pretty cool. She can do some feisty moves. She's pretty clever. Well, these characters are all from one team, aren't they? They're all from the team, the Avengers. Pretty epic team. We're going to hear now about how Jesus assembles his own team. And I wonder if you can recognize some of the names that are out there. But I also wonder if you can listen out for what job does this team have that Jesus is going to use them for. Jesus decided to ask some of his disciples to go up to a mountain with him, and they went. He chose 12 to send them out to preach and to force out demons. Simon was one of the 12, and Jesus named him Peter. There were also James and John, the two sons of Zebedee, Andrew, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James son of Alphaeus, and Theudas. The others were Simon, known as the Eager One, and Judas Iscariot, who later betrayed Jesus. Well, how cool is that? Jesus picks 12 guys to go and help him tell people about who he was. I wonder if you recognize some of those names. I wonder if you could hear about what their role was supposed to be doing. Like, what were they supposed to do as they were following Jesus? Well, we're going to catch up onto the next part of the story, where Jesus goes back to his hometown, and where we find him is in a house full of crowded people, and his family are outside knocking on a door. So we're outside a house. Now, this is not a house that Jesus would have been in these days, but did you know that this was actually used to be a house? So there you go, there's a fun fact for this week. This used to be a house. The minister used to live in here. And so it's not exactly how Jesus would have been, but it's sort of close. But this is sort of what Jesus' family would be doing. They were outside the house. Jesus was inside, hanging out with a whole group of people. And they were like, what the heck's going on here? And so what they did was, just like any other person walking up to a house, they did this. Hello? Is Jesus there? They knocked and they called out for Jesus. And you know who answered the door? Someone's at the door. Oh, hey, it's Jesus' mum and your brothers. Hey, how's it going? You know, there was a messenger on the other side of the door that heard the knock, and when they opened the door, they're like, oh, sweet, it's Jesus' family. And the messenger heard what Jesus' mum said. They're like, hey, can I speak to Jesus, please? And so the messenger called out, hey, Jesus, your mum and your brothers are at the door. Your family's here. But what was really strange was when Jesus responded to the messenger, he looked around at his mates in the room and he said, who is my family? Now, I don't know about you. Do you know who your family are? I know who my family are. Jesus asks a question, who is my family? Well, he's not really asking about who's my mum and who's my brothers. He didn't have a moment of forgetfulness. He actually answers the question in the very next verse, where he says, anyone who trusts in God are my mother and my brothers, are my sisters. Anyone who trusts in God is a part of my family. That's pretty amazing. I wonder what Jesus' mum and brothers would think about that. What the heck, I'm your family. But Jesus offers something really special for the people who believe in God. What a pretty special story that we just learnt today. Well, let's recap. What did we actually learn? Well, number one, we learnt that Jesus calls his own mini Avenger team. They're called the disciples, 12 guys to go and help Jesus teach others who he is. The second thing that we learn is really special for you and me in particular. Jesus says that whoever believes and obeys God is welcome into his family. So if you trust and obey God and the one God sent, Jesus, then we can be saved and that we can be part of God's family. How cool is that, to be called a child of God? That's pretty special. Well, that wraps up our Bible time this week, but let's move on to one segment that is going to be new this time, and it's going to be called Challenge Time. All right, this week on Challenge Time, I'm going to challenge you guys to draw us a picture about what this week's story was all about. And once you've drawn that picture, you can use as many colors as you want, but I'm going to limit you to one A4 piece of paper. Once you've done that, I want you to get an adult to take a picture of it and send it to our church Facebook group. And in that picture, you're going to write a comment right here, 1 to 4 kids. And so that way we can see all your pictures. And then next week's episode, we're going to pull them all together, and there's going to be a segment where we can share your pictures. So why don't you get onto this challenge this week? Draw us a picture so that we can see it next week. All right, guys, have fun. I hope you've had a really great episode 1 of Online Kids Church. Look forward to see you next week. Bye, guys.